We're actually going into the mid tier now. That was the end of low tier, so we are now in the mid tier because I think this character, I trash talked them during the tier list video, or like my last tier list video, talking about the alt rank tier list, and it is Sheik. Sheik is, again, a character that has insane precision, a lot of crazy stuff, but you have to be playing literal God mode, and if you're not playing literally a 10.5 out of 10, this character loses to everyone that has a strong kill move, which honestly is a lot of characters even lower than Sheik. She can have decent matchups with certain characters, she can do a bunch of stuff, but if you mess up like 2 times, you're gonna lose. You have to play too perfect with her, and in a game where people force mistakes or are perfect-er, she's not good enough. I think Sheik is bad. Like, she has decent damage output, she has decent combos, but she can't consistently kill unless you hit ridiculous things. And you can't expect to hit the perfect things at the perfect percents most of the time you play good people, because they will simply just not let you, right? Especially because it's not like it's like forward air that is the thing. It's like, hey, you have to hit like specifically a really close-up F-tilt. Who's letting people do that anymore? They'll just take the grab, and Sheik's ledge trapping isn't good enough to like just take damage over and over again. It's just like she's really, really, really way worse Mii Brawler, where it's like, hey, you can get really good combos, but Sheiks are way more precise and way more difficult and do less damage and the worse killing, and the ledge trapping is worse, and she can't just take slow amounts of percent because back air doesn't kill at the ledge until like 150, where characters like Brawler can kill at like 110, which is a big difference. And also, like, characters like Brawler can kill at like 40, but, I'm not trying to... I just think she's not good enough. She's too precise, and the thing is, she's also really light, so if you mess up, she's just gonna not be able... She can't do it. She simply has to be too perfect all the time because she can't take trades, and she can't take a lot of damage because she'll just die, and she's a fast faller, so she randomly gets, like, exploded by combos that, like, she doesn't really deserve to get hit by. Also, just for reference, this is the largest tier. Next up is Bowser. Bowser is scary, and Bowser is a lot to deal with, and he's better than Ganon and Dedede, like those heavy characters, and K-Rool and Instant in my opinion, but he's not like good. Like, he has crazy moves, right? Like F-tilt 2-frame is insane, Flame Breath is insane, Up B out of shield is really good. It's like still one of like a top 5 out of shield option in the game probably. Forward air is insane, and he kills super early, and like Nair back air is ridiculous, and he has a lot of good stuff, but he's like one of the worst characters to like getting hit. Because his disadvantage is really bad. His getting off the ledge is terrible. So he, like, even though he does a bunch of damage and can kill people really early, they do just as much damage proportionally to you, but on much easier hits with a much better neutral. And plus, almost everything Bowser does is unsafe. So, like, if you do hit a button and it's wrong, you're screwed. Granted, he also has a command grab, and Flame Breath is really good at like chunking shields and ledge trapping. It's really good. Like, he has a lot of good aspects about him. This is the point where, I mean, Sheik has good aspects about her, even if I'm just trash talking her most of the time, but that's because people expect her to be way higher. But yeah, I think Bowser's like fine. Like, I think Bowser's a perfectly fine character. Next up is a character that honestly has a ton of strengths, but also a ton of weaknesses, and that is Chrom. I know Lax has been doing pretty good, and Lancelot has been doing pretty good, so I think this is a character that, like, I think is worse than the results kind of show, but, like, you can actually just die at 0. If his SD combo, the Chrom Kazooie was more consistent, it would be better, but like Up B is really finicky and weird. Up B's a little slow, so he doesn't really have great out of shield options. Obviously his offense is incredible, his speed is incredible. He has a lot of good tools, but also he can just die at 0, so you always, again, it's another character that you just have to play perfect, or you die, and you can just play perfect sometimes, but sometimes you're not going to. And then you lose. Just play Roy. Literally, just play Roy. If there wasn't a 1-to-1 analogous character that was basically just better maybe Chrom in theory would be like 10 spots higher, but like, there's literally no reason to play Chrom. There's maybe like 3 matchups that Chrom is better. Just play Roy. Next up is a character with a bit of promotion that people have been talking about in chat a good bit. Doc. I don't think I realized how big his Nair is. Let's look at how big his Nair is together. I know this doesn't seem disjointed. For some reason, this move just like beats out every move in disadvantage. I have no idea why. I Pikachu up air this thing, which is disjointed, and it trades. I have used sword moves with Sword Fighter. and it trades, and I don't understand why. I genuinely don't get it, because the move doesn't look that good, and I'm a little pissed about it, but it just beats things. Doc is a character that you have to play perfect against, right? Because he has an incredible add a shield option with up B. His damage output's actually so high. He doesn't kill you off of most of his combos, but he does so much damage, and then his random kill potential is so high with like down tilt up B, down tilt down B, down throw down B, forward air randomly hitting you, pill into literally anything. Pill is one of the best projectiles in the game. Like, if Doc was like 20% faster, he'd be top 15. He'd be better than Mario. Because this character's terrifying. And no, it's not just because I'm losing to him, I swear. Because I was also losing to him before when I thought he was worse. But like, Jazar and Babunski just beat people. And I know most of that is online. The delay mod exists now, so you can't even be like, ugh, it's just because of online, because they're beating people with delay mod. So it's basically like offline. And like, Jazar has decent results in Mexico overall. He's beat a lot of people. Babunski's Doc is belligerent and it works, and it's crazy because the character's kind of just good. He's kind of just good. His recovery's like not the best, but it's like not super easy to mess with as most characters. You have to respect Pill, you have to respect his aerials, you have to respect the reversals. Plus, did you know that when the Nair is out longer, it actually gets stronger? Okay, I had to say it. I'm sorry I had to say it. Next up is Lucario. I actually have no idea where to put him. He could be 5 spots lower, he could be 20 spots higher. Lucario's still one of the characters I understand the least, even after my week of Lucario. He has an amazing Nair, his down tilt is crazy. But again, I think it's just like, he's a little too weird to be consistent. When he's good, he's great. When he's bad, it sucks. And of course, like, consistency is really important when it comes to characters, and Lucario is the opposite of consistent. Sometimes that makes him really good. Gotchi P is incredible. There are a couple of other Lucarios that like do well, but I just don't think he's worth it when you could just play like, you know, Samus. Especially in 2026, right? I feel like at this point, you should, like, if there's a better version of your character, you should just play that character. There's no, like, there are reasons technically to play Lucario, because Aura is really interesting, and if you're really good at only getting hit by moves that don't kill you, you're gonna have Aura, but then, like, your combos get worse anyway. So, like, I don't know. Like, you're scary at 40, I get that, but, like, other characters are also scary at 40, like Mii Brawler. You know what I'm saying? But, like, they're always scary at 40, not just scary at 40 if you live until 120. So, I don't know. I think Lucario's fine, right? Also, another character that's fine, honestly, decent results is Ridley. I think I talked about it in that tier list video, but, like, Nair, the player, is really good. The Ridleys in Europe, pretty good. I don't think there's really, I think there's, like, one Ridley in Japan that's, like, decent. You have Smub in the States. The character has decent results, right? But, like, also the matchups are still bad, and he's one of those characters, like a heavy character, right? It's just like, what if I get hit at 40 and you die to forward smash? And Ridley, of course, like, has a little bit better than that. There's also, like, Caden from Oklahoma. I think Caden's really good. They're, like, incredible, in my opinion, right? But, like, Ridley just kind of gets bullied sometimes, and again, he's not heavy enough to, like, I'm gonna be the tanky, super big rage guy. But his disadvantage is better than characters like Bowser, which is why he's higher, and he has better edge guarding, and he has multiple jumps, so he can go off stage, and I think Neutral B is, like, a crazy good edge guard tool for, like, 2-framing and just, like, knocking people out. It's crazy. Next up, we got a character that honestly has, like, a lot of decent results, is Bowser Jr. Obviously, I think TM Zap is the best one. There have been a lot of Bowser Jr. players across the world that are, like, decent. Character is, like, good, but I think also people still just let this character get away with too much. Which, again, like, in 2026, if that's what happens, I guess that's how it is, and I don't know how much that's going to change. Especially because it's not like anyone's speccing into, like, I'm going to really focus on the Bowser Jr. matchup unless you just happen to have one in your region. Because, like, why would you focus on Bowser Jr. when you could focus on the top 20 characters or something like that? But I think, like, Bowser Jr. is decent, right? Like, good damage output, good grab. The down B is, like, annoying sometimes. Side B is a really good move. The best thing about Bowser Jr. by, like, far is disadvantage, right? Bowser Jr.'s disadvantage is, like, one of the best in the game. Like, low-key, like, top, I think I put it, like, top 10 or top 5 in the game. Because side B high is just, like, unmessable with. And you can always spin out, you can always jump. If you recover high, like, you just have to let him get his resources back. And Bowser Jr. is heavy enough that he gets his resources back. Eventually, he's going to make it back. And if you mess up, you get, like, up B into hammer swinged. So, like, the risk of pressuring him is really high. So, like, it makes it scary to do so. And I think he's decent, right? Decent damage output, 2-frame ability, edge trapping decent, good aerials. Like, it's not, like, a super cohesive kit in my opinion, like 100%, but, like, it's pretty good. Next up is a character that is a glass cannon. One of the lightest in the game, and by that I mean the lightest in the game, but also with ridiculous everything else. Pichu. He's small, he's precise, but his precision leads to, like, 0 deaths, as opposed to, like, 40% like Mewtwo or 50% like Mewtwo. Like, he just kills you. His edge guarding is really good. His moves are ridiculous, but he's so light and so frail and has so many bad matchups because people can just swing moves at him and eventually they will hit and he will die. But he's good, right? Like Thunder's a good move. The edge guarding is ridiculous. Down air is invincible for some reason. Down smash is invincible for some reason. He has good 2-frame ability. Thunder Jolt is still a good move, even if I think it's objectively better than Pikachu's in a lot of ways, but it hurts himself, so obviously that's a big deal. Character's good. Character's scary. But of course, they have to be careful on what they do, because if they aren't, then the moves will lead to your death overall. Because he can just die at 40. Like, when I play Pichu, I'm just like, it doesn't matter how much percent I have, because if you're at 30, you're at death percent, and then they die, which is crazy. Next up is a character that I swear is better, but I can't just swear characters are better without having like experience, and that's Wii Fit. I think Wii Fit is a scary character, right? Obviously, I think Xavier is really good. There are a couple of Wii Fits in the other places of the world, but Xavier is the main one. The character has a lot. The character's decent at edge guarding. Deep breathing is, you know, its limit on drugs. But like, again, kind of like what I've said about a few other characters, her kit just doesn't mesh the way it needs to. It's better than some of these other characters that their kits don't mesh, like Sephiroth and Mewtwo and Link, but like, it's still a little bit clunky. But God, when it works, it does so much damage. Does so much damage, chat. It's ridiculous. So much damage. This character just shits out damage. It's nuts. But then also she just dies. And like, if you can just avoid side B, or if you're like not acid dealing with side B, she's like not a good character. But like, I don't know, this character is pretty good. Decent results. Still just not good enough, unfortunately. Speaking of good but not great is Isabelle. Obviously a couple spots, about 15 spots I think, above Villager, which I think is less of a big jump compared to the Lumi rank one. I think that was about 25. But Isabelle's like, has decent results, honestly. This is like a really strong character in Japan. Like, really strong character in Japan overall. There's like 4 good Isabelles there for some reason. There's also like Axel in Georgia. I don't know if he still plays. Like, there's decent Isabelles in a couple of other places. Character's decent, right? Like, jab is a ridiculous move. Up tilt is such a good move. Forward tilt is good. Down B is good. Side B is good. The edge guarding of this character is ridiculous. It's hard to edge guard this character because, like, against Villager, they don't want to side B high because it's risky. So a lot of times they just go for their balloons, and then you can edge guard the balloons. Isabelle obviously has the balloons, but also has a tether inside B. Yeah, like kept Furaramen, Rocky. Like, there's a lot of Isabelles that are like good, that are doing like genuinely very good in Japan. Got like multiple top 8s at majors. Furaramen did. It's a lot, and like there's multiple of them, right? A character that has slightly worse results overall than Isabelle, but is still really popular in Japan for some reason. Also, there's a couple good ones in Europe. Rosalina, Yuzu is a thing. Yamadi is a thing. Character's scary, right? Character has some really terrible matchups. Really, like Cloud, Roy, Steve. A lot of the matchups are really bad. But like, beats Game & Watch. Beats Samus. Does pretty well against some decent top tiers. Like Luigi. But like, again, it's one of those characters that's like you need to be so precise against characters that just have ridiculously huge hitboxes all the time. You need to be like perfect at attack canceling and the amount of stuff you have to fucking do with Rosa to be good. And then Steve just like mashes up tilt on your shield, right? So like the effort to reward ratio for Rosa is so skewed, but the reward is pretty high. If you're having slightly an off day, this character is dog shit. Next up is Mii Gunner, the first Mii of the list. Have you noticed that Mii Sword Fighter's not on the list yet? I'm sure you have, because it's me. Like me, not me, the Mii's. Gunner's pretty good, right? Gunner started having really good results, or continue to have really good results, because now that, I mean, I guess what's-his-face hasn't been going to as much. Capitancito, thank you. Yes. Capitancito stopped going to stuff, but then Lammers had the best result that Mii Gunner has ever had. Top 8 at a super major, which is nuts. Beating really good people. Like, this character just like shuts off major parts of the game. So again, like I was talking about how, like, oh, a character that can be like mid and neutral, but like have something really strong. Someone like Mewtwo doesn't have that. Gunner has that. If you want to play Mewtwo, just play Gunner. If you want to play a bad character for some reason, instead of just playing Samus, which also Gunner could just do. But like, the grenade neutral B just shuts off large parts of the game. It literally is a checkmate situation, and so many times, I don't know, is good. Character's decent. Character's hard to pin down. Has some bad matchups. Has some really, really terrible matchups. You can be good enough with the character that, like, it doesn't matter. Next up is a character that used to be super duper top tier, and then obviously they're not going to be top tier anymore. It's Inkling. I think Inkling gets away with a lot because the dash is really good for this character. It makes a lot of stuff not work. The guard combos are decent. Shidayuki's incredible. Shidayuki hasn't been doing as well recently. I don't know if he just hasn't been attending or if he's just been doing worse. The results have been a little bit worse, but obviously the results have been still decent because Shidayuki, like, especially last year, was doing really well. 2026, not as much. You know, up throw up air is a thing. You know, there's a lot of edge guarding this character can do. The recovery's pretty good. You can harass. The damage output's decent with this character, especially when you get ink on people, but like, just not good enough, right? It's one of those characters that like you struggle to kill, and then characters with rage just kill you at 60, and that's like half the top tier in this game. More than half the top tier probably in this game. Almost all the top tier in this game, looking at it. There's just like one character that's not true so far, of like my top like 30, or like not my top like 20 or something. But Inkling, yeah, just is good. Just, again, it's one of those characters like, hey, did you mess your up throw up air range up? It's just, you're screwed. You have to kill with forward air, 130 in center, 140 in center. Next up is Jigglypuff. I think Puff is pretty good. Base Mage is good. I think Puff is good. She kills you off stage. But again, there are characters with bigger hitboxes, scarier hitboxes, strong enough disadvantage states, strong enough recoveries, big enough moves to avoid the edge guards, good enough recoveries to avoid the edge guards. You just have to be a little bit too precise with this character to be good. Puff's good, but not great, because she's also super light, so she dies. And if you mess up a rest, you die at 25. So like your best thing is super duper 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 punishable, which like, you know, that sucks. Next up is low-key a demon character, but like characters at this point are just gonna be good, and that is Lucas. I watched a lot of Bubs, so I really want to put this guy higher. But again, it's one of those characters that he's too hard. He's genuinely too hard. Not that it's impossible to do everything, but again, the amount of effort to reward ratio when you're not specifically playing against Fox and you go zare down air is like too high. Like so many characters have it so much easier. Like it's hard for Lucas to like if you mess up once, you're just screwed. You don't have a double jump. His frame data is really good. His kill potential is actually decent. His ledge trapping is pretty okay. But like he's not an aggressive edge guarder, so he has to rely on 2 frames, and people are so good at changing their timings that it's kind of annoying. I don't know. Lucas is really good, but he's just, in my opinion, not quite good enough. Next up is Robin. Leaf is crazy good. Leaf is insane. But this character's still slow. And like has good ledge trapping. Like kill potential at the ass, kill combos, but you lose your resources, right? Which is huge. If you don't have Levin Sword, this character sucks. If you don't have fire, the ledge trapping sucks. If you don't have thunder, there's no pressure in neutral. So like having to constantly worry about those things, and if players actually paid enough attention and just like abused the aspects of the character that don't exist when the tools are gone, that would be a bigger deal in my opinion. But they don't. Next up is Young Link. But yeah, Young Link is really fast, and he has good projectiles. But again, it's one of those characters that like his kit just doesn't coalesce into enough, right? You have to be close to get your biggest combos, because you have to do like boomerang into like fair, drag down, down tilt. But if you're close and someone just like parries the boomerang, you're now in like a weird scramble situation that you might win technically, but you're not going to get your big stuff. And there are so many characters with so many simple ways to just get their stuff. He doesn't have good combo breaks. He has honestly a pretty bad disadvantage state. Like even relative to like this tier, in my opinion, his disadvantage state is like bottom 5. His recovery is like pretty exploitable. His juggling is not great. I mean, he has down air, which is good, but like it's punishable. And like you have to respect it, obviously, kind of like how you have to respect Bowser Downer, but that doesn't mean Bowser Downer is like good in disadvantage. You know what I'm saying? So I think people could edgeguard a little bit better with this character, but they don't, because again, he doesn't want to go off stage and be wrong, and then characters recover first, and then they edge trap him, and now he's off stage, and he's kind of screwed. He doesn't get off the ledge very well. I think this character struggles a little bit too much to be better than this. I think is definitely way better than Link, but in my opinion, like quite noticeably worse than Toon Link. But a character with really good edgeguarding, that's Meta Knight. This character is like top 5 edgeguarding in the game. This character's combos are ridiculous. But the problem is the neutral is weird. And his disadvantage is like good, but weird. First, like, Meta Knight should be broken. Low-key. He should be like genuinely like top 15, top 20. There are a lot of characters where his combos don't work 100%. And like, it's just awkward because everyone kind of knows what he wants, right? It's like linear-ish. It's not as linear as a character like Ike, but you know what Meta Knight wants. And so if you just kind of spec your focus into not worrying about that, it's fine. People can fall out of his combos. SDI is huge on his combos if you're not one of the characters that just absolutely gets farmed, like Rob or Peach or something like that. You can just SDI out of stuff. His uppy, like, the amount of times I was playing Meta Knight and his uppy would just drop and I would lose my kill confirm and then I would die because someone would just, like, double jump up air me in bubble because we're all the way in bubble. I don't know. Like, you can trade pretty easily with him. Not good enough, and it doesn't do enough damage per individual hit. But like if you're a character that gets edge guarded, you lose to Meta Knight. If you're a character that gets super auto comboed, you probably lose to Meta Knight. So I don't know. Ew! What the fuck? Ew, that's disgusting. Okay, Gunner gets bumped up to here, and here Banjo, right? Banjo is good. He's not great. The best thing about Banjo is low-key his setups onto platform with like Real Blaster and then just like side B. So he randomly gets kills pretty early. I feel like I haven't seen Toriguri do super well recently. I think the last tournament to be fair, he got top 8 winners at fucking Port Priority. I haven't seen him since, I feel like. Maybe I'm wrong about that. But the character's good. Character's not great. Character has a lot of flaws. Character struggles to deal with a lot of characters, struggles to deal with Reflector, struggles to deal with characters faster, but like, then he has down tilt. That's a real good move. I mean, I think Banjo's like pretty decent, right? Has decent results. Toriguri's really good. Whompi's really good. I don't know if Whompy still plays, but like, the character has enough sauce. The character has enough to like make it annoying and make it difficult. And like, you have to be playing pretty well to beat Banjo, even if you also have to be playing well to do good with Banjo, because otherwise you're losing out on a bunch of damage and a bunch of edge guarding and stuff. But like, character has a decent amount of sauce. Speaking of character with a decent amount of sauce, Donkey Kong, fan favorite. DK's results are too good to ignore. He is the best traditional heavy, in my opinion. The results also show that he is. Character has really good moves. Character has really bad disadvantage. Character has really mid recovery. But he has armor. He has punch. He has the threat to kill you. He has DKO or ding dong. He has a lot. But then sometimes you just get hit once and you don't have a double jump because you tried to hit someone and then you lose your entire stock, even though you're heavy. So, and the last character in mid tier. Sorry, didn't make the cut. Is Duck Hunt. The reason why Duck Hunt is higher than Banjo and higher than a bunch of other of these zoner characters that have been in this tier is because Frame 1 Escape is really good. Being able to change can is really good. The character has pretty good results also off of Zog and Jagabata. You know, character's annoying. I still think people are kind of stuck against this character, but the character is still strong, is really difficult, but is not as difficult as I feel like people, myself included, think. Like, it's not that bad. It's not easy, but it's not that bad. Yeah, I think mid-tier is right for Duck Hunt, but the top of mid-tier, one of the better finicky zoners type of thing. Just Duck Hunt in my opinion. And now we go into high tier.